Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Julie and I like to teach people how to garden. If you haven't joined me before, I want to encourage you to grow something. If you grow in a pot, if you have raised beds, if you have an in-ground garden, if you only have a deck, if all you can grow are sprouts in a jar on your windowsill, that's a great thing. But start to grow something. A lot of people say, well, I don't have a green thumb. Well, guess what? I don't have a green thumb either. And there are times and seasons where I will have a particular thing that if I based my growing on how well that particular thing did growing that year, I would say, oh no, I should never garden again. But everybody has good things and everybody has things that just don't turn out. So just give it a try. If you don't try, you won't know, but everybody can grow something. And today I want to talk to you about growing Jerusalem artichokes. Several of you have reached out to me and talked about how you wanted to grow a food forest. Well, for those of you who don't know, what is a food forest? It's kind of an uncultivated area where you can just put things out that don't take a lot of care or anything and just let them grow and know that those things will just come up and reproduce and you'll have some kind of food from that every year without cultivating it and having to really maintain it. A lot of times people will do this in an area where they have fruit trees or other things that, you know, that are just growing wild. Now, I don't really have a good area for a food forest. I do put things out, and I'm going to plant some horseradish out at the edge of my property where it can just kind of grow and do its thing. Because there are some things that you would put in a food forest might be invasive. And what we're going to talk about today, Jerusalem artichokes, which are not from Jerusalem, and they're not artichokes. They're often called sunchokes, but I think somebody wasn't pronouncing the name right at one point, and they just started calling them Jerusalem artichokes because that's kind of what it sounded like. So these are a crunchy little thing that normally they're a little bit lighter than this. Mine had kind of dried up a little bit, and I actually soaked them in water overnight and they got all plump back again. So they look really good for planting this morning. So if yours have shriveled, or if you get some that are shriveled, just put them in water overnight and let them kind of plump back up and they'll sprout out pretty quick. So the drawback to Jerusalem artichokes is, I'm sorry about the cardinals here, is they can cause gas problems if you just eat them raw. Most people cook them. They have the consistency of a potato. One of the best things you can do with these, because they're full of probiotics, is to ferment them. And we'll do some together on another video. But fermenting them, and you can put all kinds of spices in and eat them, but they are so good for your gut health. So these all have little eyes all around on them, as you can see here. So we're going to plant those today, and I'm putting my first bunch of them in a pot. Now, as they grow really tall, and they have a beautiful flower on them that looks like a yellow sunflower. In fact, they are part of the sunflower family. So they're also pretty, and if someone were to walk through your property and see these, they would never know that down below in the ground there's food down there. So you can harvest these, you can leave them in the ground until you want to harvest them. Over time, you would need to thin them out, because as they got more and more crowded, they would kind of die off if you didn't thin them out. But for today, I'm going to put some in a flower pot. So, but they are invasive, so you do want to put them. Now, my rule of thumb always is to bury something as deep as, in this case, the tuber is. So we're going to go around and plant several of these down in and cover them up with soil just about as deep as the tuber is itself. And there's one here that's squishy, and I'm going to plant it, but I'm going to plant another one next to it because I'm not sure that it's going to do anything, because if they're squishy, that means it probably rotted in transit. But most of them came really well, look really well, and have good eyes on them. So we're going to put those around here. And these are like virtually maintenance free. You don't have to do anything other than you'll need to water them. But a lot of people say they're drought tolerant as well. So If you've never tried them, some of the health food stores will sell them in season, and you can get them and try them, and you can fry them like a potato. This one has a nice little sprout coming out on it, so I'm going to put him down here. Okay, I think I put as many as this pot will hold, and I still have this many left. You can see that. So I will be planting these other places as well. And like I said, they make a beautiful little sunflower, so that'll be fun. But anyway, if you've never tried a Jerusalem artichoke, which is not from Jerusalem and is not an artichoke, check them out. They're great for a food forest. So, and some of you had been talking about growing a food forest, so these would be an excellent source of nutrition in your food forest, and they make a pretty plant as well. So if you haven't joined my garden club, I'm going to put a link down below, so it's free right now. You can join my garden club, get connected with like-minded people. We talk on there about the different things, and there's people from all over the world on there, so you get to experience other cultures and what they're growing as well, and that's really fun to do. So anyway, like I said, I don't have a green thumb, so if you don't have one, you can still grow something. Anyway, thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you on the next one.